Matthew, I'm talking to you.
Hey, hello, how you doing, my friend? My
Doing
name is
good.
David, and I help homeless people. And I noticed you were sitting over here under this canopy at the park,
Okay.
and I wanted to just ask you how you doing today.
All right. How about you?
I'm doing okay.
Great. That's good. Great.
Could you tell us what's your name, my friend?
Jack. J.A.P.
Jack.
Jack Lynn Williams.
Well, how you doing today?
I'm great, man. Blessed and highly favored because I could be dead.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's a good attitude to have. Let me ask you something. How did you come to be homeless and just wherever you are right now, just relaxing?
Say, man, I come out to transplantation and COVID was on the rise. Well, my mother is diabetic and she stands a good chance of catching COVID. So I said, well, I'm not gonna be able to stay, and I respect that. So she said, well, you got to find somewhere to stay. I two ways I looked at that. It was kind of a hypocritical situation, but then at the same time, I ain't trying to get my mama catch COVID either. So I turned homeless. So when I became homeless, I had no means what we call currency. And the streets out here is hard, man. I mean, real. Yeah, you might catch a few excuse my language because I just had aneurysm of the brain. And my speech is real slurred. But it's a blessing because, I used to work at a railroad. And every day I turn out for $10 a day. Every day. And I looked at that. It ain't much, but it's something to do. And so that $10 turned into $20. And I was being successful, and not only being successful, I'm looking at, I got something to prove to myself. Not just, okay, well, I'm homeless, and yeah, now I'm going to let you know, well, no, my mom didn't keep me out. I removed myself because what kind of individual my mom was 77 years old, what kind of individual would allow his parents to catch COVID? And then it's hard to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, here I am.
So you left home because you caught COVID and you didn't want your mother to catch.
I was in Fed.
Yeah, okay.
But I didn't want to catch COVID because she's a diabetic. And back then, I think early 2021, COVID was on the rise. I mean, they was on the rise. Folks was dropping like flies. And I didn't want my mom to catch it because I'm only a child. I ain't got no brothers and sisters. So I took the initiative to check out myself. And I look at it as I'm glad that my mama Peace took the initiative to come out in its own environment, whether it be selfish and catch COVID.
Well, we can understand that, and that is being a truly good son and thinking of your mother's welfare. You said earlier that you had a aneurysm of the brain. Tell us a little bit about that.
Say, I never been sick a day for my life. I come home from little, right to the road there. So I live on the bridge. So I come out and say, baby, what's up? She said, I've been going to Walmart. So mama like, okay, well, I've been going, what you want? I said, I just want to hold you. Some strange way, I just want to hold you. She said, well, I'm trying to go to Walmart. But let me hold you at least at one time. You never know. It made me feel good. And next thing you know, man, I went to the bucket. I didn't know what was wrong. So my wife was, hey, what's going on? I went to stop it, and next thing I know, I ended my brain, and my lungs shut down.
Oh my goodness! And then what happened? How did you get to the hospital?
My wife.
Was you conscious at the time of all of this going on?
I was back there.
Oh my goodness! How long did you stay in the hospital?
For about a little, I'm gonna say a little over a month. I ain't too long ago, got out. And then turned around and went right back again.
So this is fairly recent, what
Fairly
just happened to you.
Yes, sir.
And I see you have some medicine over there. That's the
Yes,
medicine you
yes,
take for your
yes, sir.
Wow.
Seasonal medication in a cabin.
So, do you have any caregiver type of person or anybody that helps you that's homeless or in extended family or anything?
No. Probably why the church community, you know, they pass out food on Sunday and food on Tuesday.
Do you go to that a church?
Yeah.
What
It's
church?
in the bar.
Oh, you have
It's in Glenwood Bar.
a church is in Glenwood Park.
Mhm.
Okay.
On Tuesday, it's called Love Life Ministry. On Sunday, I'm not for sure what is the black lady. I'm not for what is our ministry, but she passes our food. Our food.
Oh, well that's good. At least the church is helping out.
Mm-hmm.
Where else do you be normally? How do you kind of make it day by day? Kind of give us a glimpse and don't hold nothing back. Let us know because everybody
I was
needs to
working
know.
over there. And you know, I mean, you know, them Iranians, they hard on brother. You know, they won't give you no slack. But he took a liking to me. He said, man, you work hard, you work fast. He's not like that. And I mean, everything you do, I don't have to ask you nothing. Clean this, clean that. You here from A to Z. And I ain't never seen nobody like that. I said, man, I'm 56 years old. You know, and it started with my mama. And he said, well, you know what, man? I like what you do, man. So he said, you know what? You can get that $20. And it ain't a lot. But it's the appreciation. That's what I liked about it. And I was 7 days a week.
You wow, that you're a good hard worker. And people respect that.
Yes, sir.
Is that the reason you are in the wheelchair, the aneurysm of the brain?
Yes, sir.
And that's why. And you've been in a wheelchair ever since.
Yes, sir.
You haven't walked or anything since.
My right side, I can't move no other side.
Oh, you can't. And do you get any type of assistance from?
No, sir.
You get no type of assistance. So it's basically you by yourself.
I'm by
Just
myself.
fighting by yourself. And that's why I want all my listeners to understand about how tough it is and how real the homeless situation is. Then it's nothing glamorous and there's nothing
ain't
funny
nothing
about it.
Because guess what? One day you here, the next day you gone.
I noticed in the park there was a homeless encampment where people were living in and stuff. And is that somewhere you be staying sometime?
I stay right here.
Just right here.
Right here.
Let's just everybody. So look, this is where you live.
Right here. Got a fire barrel and everything. Keep on. And I ain't the same. Gotta do what I gotta do. It's like either swim or drown. I got a whole lot of living to do. And, you know,
What would you like? Go ahead and just talk and let us know because
and, you know, and they the part where they raid periodically. You know, once you get the homes kept set up, just everything going, everything, you know, they bulldoze.
oh they will.
Man, like roll over like Beethoven. And they don't mind bulldozing. And then laugh about it. Ha! Yeah, we saw them niggas. Man, that ain't right because this all we knew. This all we got.
And after they do it, they just ride off laughing.
Right
About
and
it.
laugh.
And they just destroyed your home.
They destroyed the home, man. Whatever it is, if it's a fort, or if it's a canopy, a brand new tent, whatever it is, they have to demolish it. You don't know how hard them folks had to get their tent. You don't know how many folks involved in your tent. You gotta have 2-man tent. You gotta have a 6-man tent. Now you just destroyed everything. Your hopes and your dreams went down the drain. And all the value, you can't get that back. You can't. Let's just say you got family, a nigga that the grandma gave, or your mama died and then left your chain, things not out there.
That's sad that they do people like
Yeah.
that that's homeless, and that's why I want to raise awareness for the homeless. That's what my channel is about, to make sure people understand what's going on with the homeless and stuff like that, and the hardships you face each day and night.
Each day.
How is it at nighttime? And I know that is when everybody is at home in their nice, comfortable home. How is it for you out here being homeless?
It's rough. Because you got the rapists, you got who prey on women. You got some women that they have to team up or they're being raped. You got some folks where, okay, you got to depend on somebody. If it's a woman, you got to get you a man. You have to, because you don't ever know when they're gonna knock at your door. And time, hey, well, oh boy, gone. What's up? Well, what you mean, what's up? I mean, it is what it is. No, it ain't what it is. Women don't have to be raped. She don't. You got some cat, some brother, they got raped. I mean,
This is happening.
by force.
This is happening to men out there.
And women.
People need to know this. That's why.
Say they got this school on Victory right there, right next to that club. It used to be Fernandez. Remember, are you familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Folks that burned up in that building.
People that burn up in there.
Burned up. First it was a schoolhouse, right?
Yes, sir.
People trapped inside. Burned up. Okay. A long time they never knew nothing about it. Then they opened up Fernandez. Club called Fernandez. Same thing. People trapped inside. Burned up. Got all 3 floors. Burnt up. Now tell me something. How is this that you got a community that has a school and a club, and it had nowhere about it? You can't find it in the papers. You can't find it nowhere. But that club, but that building, it still exists.
What you think happened? Why you think they covered this up?
The government. A schoolhouse, and you can't find nothing. No article, no nothing. And then you turn around and build a club, the same building, and the same thing, trapped inside and can't get out the door.
Oh my goodness.
And they had 3 floors, 3 levels, all 3 levels, caught on fire. And them folks are screaming in the house, throwing out windows and everything.
And because they were homeless people, nobody said anything. They lives didn't matter.
You got homeless folks right now living inside in that school. I'm talking about, man, I would not go up in there. No.
What you heard about go on up in there?
Man, some of everything. Some of everything. When I do mean everything,
So
I'm a man of God. If you down with the devil, without no hocus pocus, be my guest going up in there. So I guarantee when you go up in there, you ain't gonna like what you see.
So that's some of the dark side of the homeless. What's going on?
And I'm talking about willfully live up in there. Got rooms up in there. And loving it. Hanging out like, I don't know. And you can tell they from there because they can't look at you in the eye. They will not look at you in your eye.
What do you think need to be done about that? So that area right now is not a good place for homeless people.
That is, but they living up in there.
But there is no good place for homeless
The ones
people.
that live up in there, they're on the dark side. And they study.
You say what now? Repeat.
The people that live up in there in their school is on the dark side.
They on the dark side.
And they invite folks to, hey man, you wanna come up and stuff? Nah, brother, I'm all right. I'm down with Jesus. And that's enough. Ah man, you can be with Jesus. No. Not because I ain't nothing good about that school at all.
So there is a dark side of the homeless.
Yeah.
And it's going on,
Very
all kind of evil going on up
Very
in
much
this
so.
school with the homeless
Very
people.
much so.
Wow, I'm glad you enlighten our listeners to that too. So that's one of the places where they have taken over and where they're living in.
They're living there.
They're living there.
Ain't got no problem with living in there. No.
What do you think could be done to at least help the homeless? I know there is a lot of bad going on out here with homeless people, and we need to do something about that because we tolerate law breaking from no one, and homeless people are not exempt. So something needs to be done about that. But as far as the people that's out here homeless, and we know there's a lot of people, and you know a lot of what's going on out here. What would you think would be something that we could do as a community to help homeless people get out of the situation that they're in?
One, let's try to create some jobs. Some jobs that you know, it's like most people got career jobs. Some guys don't know how to fill out an application. Okay, well let's give them a benefit of the doubt. Let them watching this maybe two hours a day. But here's the thing, you gotta want to feel for yourself. It's to help yourself. Because you can help me all day long, but if I ain't feeling it, that's what that is.
We were thinking about some different solutions that would help homeless people get back in society where they would feel good about themselves and start earning money on their own. And one of the things we was wanting to know, and wondered if it would help people, is if
Joe.
Is if helping homeless people get off of the drugs that they're on. I know there is an epidemic out here,
Oh, yeah.
and you know, and people, you know, eyes shouldn't be closed to that fact and shouldn't judge homeless people because a lot of homeless people are hooked on drugs. So one of the things that we would want to propose is that we need that government assistance also for this program to work, is that homeless people get rehabilitation. What do you think about that?
I'm all for it. If
Oh, that's okay. How you doing? We just talking about homeless people over here. You're not homeless, are you? Okay, great.
If homeless people get rehabilitated, it'll start a chain reaction. It'll start a chain reaction. Because guess what? When one person there, another person there, and so forth and so forth. Right. Now we got everything a clean folk. And they feel good about themselves.
And that's what we were, one of the things we would like to propose. First of all, to get the homeless people clean off of the drugs that they may be on.
Amen.
And the next thing is to make sure the homeless people have that proper identification. And we find out a lot of homeless people don't have
a thought.
Is that what you heard also? Tell us about that.
Because see, it's easy to be homeless and go on to church. You ain't got no identification. You ain't got no skin card, you ain't got no ID, social security, birth certificate. You don't have none of that. But all you gotta do is just pull up. Hey, what's up on all this so? Yeah, what? They did, okay, you in.
And I find that with a lot of the homeless people, that's one of the reasons why they don't look for jobs, because they don't have their identification, whether it's they lost the identification when they got out of prison or whatever reason. That is something that's a stumbling block that is stopping them. And the next thing, if we could get them proper identification and get homeless people rehabilitated.
Amen.
The next thing I was proposing is, at this point, we should propose incentives to companies to hire homeless people. Have the government actually helping out in this process, to where companies that hire homeless people would get different benefits, and that will offset the hiring of homeless people in order to get them back. What do you think about that?
Actually, that's a great idea, because see, you have individuals don't even know how to get food stamps. Don't have food stamps. They just say, Tony, you do what you do. get in where you fit in. Because they don't have proper identification, so that automatically disqualify you.
And that stops a lot of them from even attempting to do anything other than go on the streets and panhandle. And everybody is steady talking about how to solve the homeless crisis, or not even, or totally ignoring it. And then
It's so easy to serve it under the rug. It's easy to serve it under the rug, but you're not looking at the fact. You actually have some decent people out that really want to try. You have some decent people. They tired of being on the street, but so, hey, they saw that they could go out, pick it up.
see, and we all, if we talking about solving the problem, we have to all pitch in to help.
Exactly.
And which brings us to our next thing that we could do to help the homeless, and this is to these these companies out here that are in the food service industry and in the clothing industry, different companies like Walmart, big Walmart companies, and these different stores.
Even why?
Yes, if they were given incentives to help homeless people, as far as helping them out on their food,
Listen.
Different restaurants could be given vouchers to help homeless people eat.
And you wouldn't have to worry about stealing. Folks stealing.
That's a good point. That
You-
right
you-
there.
You give a job and you give an incentive, a voucher. Guess what? I look forward now. I ain't gotta get in my pocket and steal something.
And
I ain't gotta be looking around the corner. Now, do you know? I already know I'm finna steal something. Because guess what? I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job. So go here with that next best thing you finna do. Steal.
and we know this, and we know that right there should lead us to the solution to that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just saying a person should not steal. But if a person is hungry, he'll do anything.
He'll do anything.
And if you only put yourself in their shoes, you would understand that.
Exactly.
And so what we want to do is we want to come up with solutions that will keep them from having to go to the extreme to live. And those are some of the things that we could do as a country because of the resources we have, the brilliant people we have, and we have a new administration that is a proactive administration that loves to solve problems. And that is one of the biggest problems now, homelessness. Which brings us to the next good thing that would happen if we were to do this. We have an untapped workforce of all the homeless people. We have so many homeless people that are not working. If we can get them back into the workforce, working, we will solve the unemployment rate. We have a lot of jobs out there they say that people don't want to do, but we have people that's willing to do. But we don't have these people ready to work because they don't have their identification. What do you think about that?
You know, that's one of the biggest problem right there. They don't have identification, nor do they have transportation to get identification.
But you willing, most homeless people willing to work.
Well, I used to work at Payson. Used to work at Payson right down on Lancaster. I used to sell shit at Real Rock Scholarship every night. And was proud of it. I mean, proud of it. Hey, man, you about to service, do you? Yeah. Because it's a job. Most folks don't have no job, man. I ain't trying to live out here forever. I'm trying to be somebody in life.
What do you say to the families of homeless people who have forgot about their homeless people out here on the streets and don't even attempt to even look for them, to even try to give them a second chance? Because one of the things I ask on my channel, if a homeless person have anyone left in their family, to reach out to them to see if they're willing to help them out or give them a second chance first. You know, and that was one of the ways that I believe that would help solve the homeless problem, because a lot of people have left home for whatever reason and been gone for so long they don't even know why they left.
Okay, but you know what? Your family members have to be willing. Sometimes they have to swallow their pride. and give help in hand. You know, it don't have your family member. Okay, well, I did wrong, or he stole from me. Give me a second chance.
And that's what we was asking on our channel, is that the people show, the family show compassion and forgiveness, and all the homeless people I talk to are sorry about what they did, but a lot of them have been homeless so long that they have changed. They living on the streets. They're a shell of their old self. They have become hooked on drugs, and now everybody have a stereotype toward them, and then now they are forgotten voices out here, and that's what I want to stop. I want to kill the stereotype about when people say that person is out there on drugs, homeless, but they don't understand about
Why
this.
is you out there on drugs? Why is he out there on drugs? What reason why? Because guess what? When we're out there on drugs, that's a family by itself. Okay, my family never forgot about me. They don't give a damn about me. Every time I go knock on your mom's door, you crack the door. What you want? I ain't got no money. You ready to steal something? Damn. I'm not going. Hey, I just want to say how you doing. Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'm good. Bye. So that automatically turn you away from it. Well, I just come to say how you doing. I ain't seen no, good to see you. But you automatically stereotype, so you automatically slam the door in my face and turn me away.
You know, and we love to go. We would go to church on Sundays.
Oh man, be the biggest worshipers.
And we would never treat others the way we would like others to treat us. We won't do that, but yet we will go and we will have drives for pastor appreciation, for first lady appreciation, for a building fund, for giving food to the homeless, which I want to tell you, when that happens, what happens all the time, and I saw this at a church food drive, is that people were pulling up in cars, and the church people were going out with boxes with food and putting it in the back of these people's cars. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if the church people had any understanding of what they were doing, but let me clue you in on something. Homeless people do not drive cars.
So don't. So don't.
So you was not feeding the homeless.
No.
You have to go feed homeless people where they are.
Exactly.
Where we are right now.
Right
you
there.
have to come here. You have to go to the homeless encampments where they are. So when you do something like that and think you've done something for the homeless people or people in need, no, you're just giving food to people who don't need them, because if they have a car, they're not homeless. Mm-hmm. Not the homeless people that we're trying to help.
I know that's right. Because see, one thing about it, if you homeless, it's no that you homeless, guess what you're gonna do in your might to be involved. Because see, every homeless that I know, I can pretty much point out. Look at the hair. Look at the face hair. When's the last time you need a haircut? Why not? Okay, you earn out of the big organization. Let's give out a haircut, free of charge. And then, look presentable. Hey, let's go and help them donate clothes in the clothes basket. Because guess what? We ain't gonna do nothing with them clothes. And then maybe you feel good about trying to get a job.
And that brings up a good point. We have all of these barbers out here.
All these barbers.
And they making money, and sometimes, you sitting in your barber shop and not doing anything, and you see a homeless person out there, and homeless people are proud people. So you're not gonna have a homeless person come in your barber shop and ask you and beg you for a haircut. But you can see that person need a haircut. But you won't do, out of the goodness of your heart, help that person.
Exactly.
Unconditionally. See, we as a nation have to go back to being like that. And that's who we are as a people. We help others less fortunate than us. And I've noticed you, like you said, you're out here in a wheelchair and you didn't ask for anything, and you are proud, and you is taking life, however life is giving it to you. You had an aneurysm, and you don't have any family or anybody helping you. And we have the weather changing. What's gonna go on with you when this weather changes, I know you say you live right here. How could any good Samaritans come actually lend you a hand? What would you tell them how to find you? How would, yes, because my listeners, what happens is when they see someone on my channel, what they do is when they would do whatever they can to help them. In Fort Worth have very good Samaritans that help out and do whatever they can. And I ask them to bring whatever they can, and they know what they need to bring because of the weather being changed.
Yes, sir.
And I also tell them that to also give money to the homeless people so they can get the things that they need, which will make them feel good about themselves so they can do some shopping their own, making a person feel like he's a citizen again and can buy the utensils they need for themselves goes a long way. So that's why I say don't frown on giving money to help them out.
Amen. See, I look at, this is Carl Park. And everybody knows, in Carl Park, the homeless, we gonna pile up. It ain't gonna be 1, 2, 3, we gonna pile up. Hey, give me what. Guess what? They finna race to try to get them items because we don't have it. Sleeping bag. They know you need sleeping bag. I ain't talking about little Ricky D's. I'm talking about 30 and 40 below sleeping bag. Well, we can be somewhat comfortable. Okay, we might heap on the ground or on top of the table, but the thing is, hey, it's a sleeping bag. And I'm proud to get that sleeping bag.
It's hard to go to sleep at night when you knowing your fellow man or woman is out on the streets, sleeping in harsh conditions, especially when you look up on the news and you see the temperatures. You hear the rain while you living comfortable, and yet you forget your loved ones that's out on the streets, your family members that's estranged, that's out there. I want people to understand that this time of year, you should rethink how you look at people that's homeless, especially your family members. Everyone have someone out here that's homeless that they should start looking for.
Should, yeah. Because see, a lot of them not by homeless by chance. A lot of them are homeless by force. You don't want to deal with you. You don't want the environment. So guess what? You got to get out.
See,
but let's look at the real source of the problem. Are we mad at ourselves? Or mama mad at daddy? He had a divorce and moved on. See, that's out of channel. But you so quick to point the finger. It's like my mom told me, you ain't gonna amount to shit. You never gonna amount to shit. And I said, boy, that's a low blow, man. That's something you tell your son, not your only son. But I took it in pride. I was proud. She said, well, you know what, Mom? You probably right. I probably ain't gonna amount to shit. But you know what? I feel good about trying. And she said, you bastard, get out of my face. I said, well, you know what? One thing I can say, I'm a good bastard. My dad ripped it. It sounds like comical, but after you done programmed for so long, that's all you know.
You brought up something that was very interesting, and you said words what your mother said to you, and said that you wouldn't amount to nothing. And a lot of times people say that to people, and not knowing how hurtful those words is, or how them words could impact your future if you start believing what your parents said to you. You'll get to believing that's all that what she's saying is true. And we gotta stop that as a people saying hurtful things to people that may make people believe those negative things you say and impact how they look at life and how they act. And I know you said you laughed about it, but that's something that we overlook that we shouldn't do, not as our parents. And that probably is one of the contributing factors to maybe why you are homeless now. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm very glad to talk to you, and I hate the fact that you're homeless and living in a park under this canopy
It is what it is.
and in a wheelchair, and you just had a brain aneurysm, and you're on medication with no one to help you. Everybody, go ahead.
I got ready to discharge to the hospital. So can you go to the place in Oak Grove and give me a wheelchair? I cannot get discharged without a wheelchair. So kind of fucked around. Finally, she did it. She swallowed her pride. Today, it maybe 30 minutes out of your day. Out the wheelchair. Where you going? Well, I got an insurance. I got no insurance. My insurance won't cover. Oh, well, you need some, what you got on that? Aftercare. Well, I would love to have it to, reoperate my hand and my feet. But guess what? It is what it is. Well, guess what? You can't, I don't know what you gonna do about that. So what do you mean? You ain't coming over my house.
Oh my goodness.
So you telling me because I don't stand a chance on living in what you call them what we call them folk when we got the old folk?
Assisted living.
No, nursing home.
Oh, in a nursing home, yeah.
So you were sober me out in a nursing home and forget about me and leave me there and to assist me. Wow, that's a hell of a mom. Well, you win the Grand Nobel Peace Prize.
Where's the empathy? I don't understand that, and that's why during this time of year, which we finna have the holidays, I plead to the family members of the homeless people to start looking for your homeless relatives. Contact me on my channel, and I will help you find your homeless relatives, because that's what I do. I want to get homeless people reunited with their loved ones, and if not, help homeless people however I can do it. And just like I said before, when you leave home, put something in your car for a homeless person. You know they're gonna need something.
Exactly.
Whether socks, a blanket, stocking caps, gloves, food, and don't forget money. And a lot of times, you have good intentions when you get them food. You may buy some food from somewhere, and by the time you find a homeless person to give it to, the food has gotten cold. You did have good intentions, and we really appreciate that. That's why a lot of times I say the best thing you can do is give them some money so they can go to McDonald's themselves and go inside and eat.
Do you know how good it feels to walk in McDonald's and look at the menu and say, I think I'm trying to, I want to be, I don't want a parfait. Do you know how good that feels? Till you get an ice cream parfait. A lot of folks ain't had no ice cream in a while because they can't afford it.
We always said that there's a saying that says only strong survive, and think about that. That is not a true statement, because the strong should also help the weak of the country. That's why we should all pull together. That's why we need strong people, to help people that's not as strong, and not look at it like, hey, I made it, that person should make it. That's not what we're about. We help others. If you done made it, how can you enjoy life when your brother hasn't made it and you have all the resources and he may be having a hard time? And that's the same way you got to look at people that's homeless. They having a hard time, and it's unfortunate what's going through them for right now. But if we're doing better than them and we can help, we should do it. Nothing wrong with helping out.
There's a situation and a problem. Some folks don't want to help, the other ones don't care.
So we got to be the people that want to help and that do care.
Exactly.
And that's what we really are. We got to swallow our pride. We got to stop saying that we made it so they can do it. And it's a problem that's on all of our doorsteps. Homelessness is serious, everybody.
Very true. Very true.
And this is no laughing matter. And you know, I never try to make anything comical about anything, because when we're dealing with this situation, this affects everyone, and this is a heart-wrenching to see people living in these terrible conditions that no one should have to live in.
You know, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, I know exactly what you saying, my friend. You have to laugh to keep from crying, and only way you can do that is if you understand what we are going through.
Exactly.
Because even though you're on the front lines of going through this, I feel your pain every night. Every night when I close my door and I'm at my house and it's warm in there, and I know my people are outside in the cold. And that's how we got to look at it. Everybody got to swallow their pride and rethink how they look at homelessness. And remember, you got someone out here that's homeless. Your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, someone that's related to you that's out here and has been forgotten about.
You have in homeless people in the bando, boarded up houses. They trying to rent them out. So when they knock the boards off, you got about 20 people up in there. Now they want to call the police. Okay, well, why is you got boards in your life like that? Why? What's the problem? You got this man a rent house, but it's full of people. You know why? Because they're trying to get somewhere. They're trying to receive shelter by any means necessary. And you look at, I'm gonna call the police. Let's stop and think. Why are they inside my house? What's the reason? Let me ask someone who's more qualified that can answer them, because they may not be able to answer. Some of them can't even talk. Now without using their hand, and then you think they finna hit you. Huh? Oh, you frightened me. I'm not finna hit you, man.
But you see, and that's how they look at it. Instead of looking at it like, why are these people in this house, and trying to solve that problem, you're looking at them like they're criminals. Like they are the bad people here, when they're just trying to survive. When you're trying to survive, everything's out the window, because
everything out the window.
You hungry. You know, you don't have these certain luxuries that everybody take for granted anymore. You know, you don't have that paycheck coming that's gonna feed you, buy the food, or to pay your light bills, or to have that nice car to move around in. They don't know how they're gonna get from point A to point B from day to day, and where they're gonna stay at. So that's one of the things that we got to always keep in mind when we talk about homeless people, and try to say that they're less than us and treat them that way. I notice people ride by homeless people and look the other way when a person is homeless at a red light. Don't even acknowledge you see that person. And you may have a pocket full of money, and you may have a very good job. And you may say, well, don't worry about what I got. That's my business, what I do. No, just look in the mirror sometime. And just remember what you go to church and they say, treat others as you would have others to treat you. And if you were homeless.
Exactly.
A lot of us can't even imagine ourselves being homeless, but imagine yourself being homeless. What you think?
It's like, it can't happen. It can't happen. The twinkling of an eye, guess what? You gonna due to whatever it is, a job, or due to you come to win bankrupt. Now you got to figure it out.
You said,
and that homeless person gonna be the very one that help you out.
You know,
show you the way.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. No, I know, and a lot of homeless people I meet are very spiritual and religious people, and I hadn't asked you about that.
Sure,
yeah. Do you have a church home that you go to whenever you can go to church? And again, that's none of our business, and it don't make us look any differently. I was just asking because
I'm like John the Baptist. I live in the wilderness. That's my truth. If I could tell some a spiritual insight, guess what? I done no deed. Not to look up. Oh, look at me, because guess what? You might be somebody. Well, I haven't. I almost commit suicide. But by you talking to it, hey, you never know.
You know, while you've been out here on the streets, have you heard of any homeless people committing suicide? And the reason why I ask is because I talked to a homeless person, and he told me about how it's depressing when you look around you and everybody is homeless and nobody have anything, and sometimes it makes you want to jump off a bridge, he said. Have y'all heard of any of that going on? That
Yeah.
Really? You know, I just wanted to know, you know, my
Because
listeners.
see, when you're at a downpour and there's no one to help you, and you keep looking for answer, but you don't find none. So you try the next best thing, and it ain't good enough. You know what? I'm better off dead than alive. And before you know it, somebody done hung themselves.
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, because this is real, what's going on in life, and especially the life you're living. So people should understand that people do think about taking their lives out here on the street because of the situation they're in. So never think that that's not true when you hear about this going on. So my friend, I would like to say thank you for talking to me and enlightening my viewers on what's going on,
You know,
in your life.
I really appreciate that, because you that let me know right now you care.
Yes, sir, I do.
This is my life.
That's your wife?
Uh-huh.
How you doing, ma'am? This is his wife, and that's great. I'm glad you have someone out here with you that can help you out.
And that's a true blessing, because you know what? My own mama wouldn't even answer the phone.
Well,
And I'm a 911. It is like, hey, if you don't die, what you call it?
You mean power
Power of attorney, I would have died.
wow. So you the one that saved his life he was telling us about.
twice.
You saved his life twice. Well, could you just briefly tell us a little bit about that? Because he had told us about it, and that was very heroic.
The first time he was seasoned out, and I immediately called 911. And whenever he got to the hospital, I told them, do everything you can to save him. They were like, do you want a DMC? No. I said, do whatever you can to save everything, you know, whatever has to be done, do it. And then his head, he had hemorrhage of the head, but they couldn't do nothing about it at first because he had bled so much, he lost so much blood. By the second or third day, they asked me, do we want to go ahead and take it out? I said, yes, take it out. So it'll save his life. And it saved his life. And then, you know, he came home and he had a little grandma seizure again. He got sick. I called 911 again. And that's the only, I mean, you know, I don't take any pride in that, because you know that's what I'm supposed to do. But it's, if I wouldn't have, they said he would have been dead.
Well, no, that was very heroic of what you did, and a lot of people might not would have acted like you did and moved as quickly. So, no, you did great, and you should be proud of yourself, and we are all proud of you for what you did.
Yes,
What?
I'm very proud.
You know, and my name is David, and I don't know, I'm gonna introduce myself to you too, and I help the homeless people, and I try to find out if there anything